Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Part 2. The third chapter starts with a story. King Janaka holds a contest to choose the most erudite scholar and offers 1,000 cows adorned with gold as the prize. Before the contest even starts, Yajnavalkya instructs his disciple to drive the cows home. A priest, Asvala, challenges Yajnavalkya with a set of questions that Yajnavalkya is able to answer to Asvala's satisfaction. The next challenger, Arthabhaga, is also content with Yajnavalkya's responses to his questions. Bhuju next asks Yajnavalkya what the result of Asvamedha Yaga is. Yajnavalkya answers that Brahmaloka is the phalam. The fourth contender, Ushastha, questions Yajnavalkya. Yajnavalkya, said he, explain to me the Brahman that is immediately and directly perceived, the self that is within all. Yadi sakshat aparokshat Brahma ya atma sarvantaraha. This is a very important definition of Brahman. That which is immediately known, that is within everything. Immediate knowledge means knowledge that is not perceived through any media or senses. Only the self-evidently available witness principle fits this criteria. This is also a Mahavakya proclaiming that Brahman and the Atma within everything are one and the same. Yajnavalkya responds with this beautiful answer that it is the consciousness principle. You cannot see the seer of seeing. You cannot hear the hearer of hearing. You cannot think of the thinker of thinking. You cannot know the knower of knowing. This is yourself that is within all. Everything else but this is perishable. Yajnavalkya educates the fifth challenger, Kahola Rishi, that Brahman is free of any problems. Anatma is never free. Atma is ever free. Anatma cannot be released. Atma need not be released. The next challenger, Gargi, is a very learned woman. She asks a set of questions starting with this. Yajnavalkya, said she, if all this is pervaded by water, by what, pray, is water pervaded? By air, O Gargi. What is air pervaded by? Yajnavalkya's subsequent responses reveal subtler and subtler cosmic matter. The subtlest matter he reveals is Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic mind-life principle. Gargi asks, what is the foundation of Hiranyagarbha? Yajnavalkya says that the foundation of all matter, that which is subtler than matter, is beyond human understanding, and Gargi stays silent. Then Uddalaka asks Yajnavalkya, who is the inner controller? Antaryami. Hiranyagarbha is consciousness manifesting through fine matter. Antaryami or Ishvara is consciousness manifesting through potential matter or energy. Gargi returns and tells Yajnavalkya, I will ask 2 more questions. If you answer both these questions, then there is no one here to defeat you. Through his answers we learn this. Consciousness manifested through anything is distorted and appears as though with attributes. Therefore, Jiva, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara all have attributes. For example, Jiva is limited in knowledge and ability. Ishvara is omniscient and omnipotent. Both are distortions. Nirgunam Brahman is neither limited nor unlimited. It just is. This is called Akshara, without any attributes. This teaching is summarized through Yajnavalkya's response to the final challenger, Sakalya. The Neti-Neti method to know Brahman is described. Chapter 4 starts with Yajnavalkya's visit to King Janaka. Janaka asks a set of questions regarding what he learnt from 6 acharyas. Yajnavalkya tells Janaka that his learning is incomplete and teaches Janaka 6 upasanas. In the second section, Yajnavalkya instructs Janaka regarding Chatushpad Atma. Consciousness related to the waking state is the first pada. Consciousness related to the dream state is the second pada. Consciousness related to the deep sleep state is the third pada. Consciousness by itself is the fourth pada or turiya. On enquiry, we find that there is no time or space where consciousness is pure. Note that in both samadhi and deep sleep state, the world is still present in potential form. Pure consciousness exists only in the form of understanding. In the third section, Atma is compared to light. Light should not be translated literally here. It should be understood as the principle whose presence provides knowledge. Eyes can be thought of as light since they reveal forms and colors. Janaka asks, Yajnavalkya, what serves as light for a man? The light of the sun, O Emperor, said Yajnavalkya. For with the sun as light, he sits, goes out, works and returns. When the sun has set, moon becomes the light. When the moon has set, fire becomes the light. When there is no fire, sound is the light. And when there is no sound, the self is its own light. In the absence of consciousness, nothing can be known. Therefore, the ultimate light is self-evident consciousness, so it is called Jyotisham Jyotihi, or light of all lights. The light is not affected by whatever it illumines. So too, consciousness is not affected by any object. Just as the dreamer is not affected by the dream, the self is not affected by samsara. Moksha is compared to deep sleep, in which all individuality and limitations are absent. Yajnavalkya defines samsara as going from birth to birth. He explains what happens to a jiva after the death of a body, and how the final thoughts and desire influence the next body, and so on. After a snake has shed its skin, it does not care about what happens to the old skin. Similarly, moksha is dropping one's attachment to the physical body. Freedom from guilt and regret are also compared to moksha. That great unborn self is undecaying, immortal, undying, fearless. It is Brahman, infinite. Brahman is indeed fearless. He who knows it as such becomes the fearless Brahman. The fifth section is a repetition of Maitreyi Brahmanam, so we will skip it. The sixth section concludes with the Guru Parampara. The fifth chapter tells a story. Devas, Asuras and Manushyas went to Prajapati for study. After preparation, the Devas approached Brahmaji. Brahmaji said a single syllable, Da, and told them to find the meaning. Devas found that they were lacking in sense control, Dhamma. Next, the humans went to Prajapati. He again said Da and told the humans to figure it out. The humans found that they lacked charity or dana. When the Asuras approached, Brahmaji again said Da and told the Asuras to think it over. The Asuras figured out that they needed to improve their compassion or daya. So everyone should learn the values of self-control, charity and compassion. Krishna repeats this teaching in the Bhagavad Gita. The Upanishad says that whenever there is thunder, Prajapati is teaching us by its sound, da-da-da. Omkara Upasana is described, meditated as space or consciousness. Sections 3 through 8 talk about various types of Hiranyagarbha Upasana in various forms. Section 9 talks about Virat Upasana in the form of digestive fire. If the Upasana is done for material benefit, the Upasaka will go to Brahmaloka. If done for spiritual benefit, the Upasaka will still go to Brahmaloka, where he will be instructed by Prajapati himself and attain moksha. Section 11 talks about Anatma Upasana, how to convert any painful experience into Upasana, like tapas. If you fall sick, for example, you can make it into a spiritual sadhana. Every form of pain is an exhaustion of papa karma. Look upon your travel to the cremation ground as vanaprastha-ashrama. Look upon the funeral fire as homage to Agni. Many Hiranyagarbha upasanas are described. The chapter ends with the final prayer that a dying person should do. The first section of the final chapter is Prana Upasana. This is told through the same story seen before in Prashna and Chandogya Upanishads, so we will skip this section. Another story, a repetition of Chandogya Upanishad, is told about King Pravahana teaching Panchagni Vidya to Shvetaketu and his father Gautama. We will skip this section also. The Upanishad describes a ritual to attain wealth. The fourth section describes rituals and prayers detailing how to get noble children. The Upanishad ends by reciting the Guru Parampara.